welcome back to the Focus Podcast. I'm Hannah Bland, the Executive Administrator here with Focus Consulting Firm. Today, we welcome back Pablo Zambrano, CEO of Focus Consulting Firm. Today, we are going to talk about the acquisition process and socioeconomic set-asides. Let's give a big welcome back to Pablo.
Thank you, Hannah, for the introduction. Looking forward to discuss socioeconomic set-asides. Let's get it started.
Awesome. So I understand Focus is SDVOSB. What is an SDVOSB and how does it benefit from federal contracting opportunities?
An SDVOSB is a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. It benefits the company, recognizing companies who are veteran-owned, and it gives set-asides with certain agencies. The government aims to award at least 3% of contracting dollars to SDVOSBs. They have procurement goals that are aimed towards awarding small businesses that are veteran-owned contract opportunities to sort of level out the competition with the bigger companies like Deloitte, KPMG, Pricewater, etc.
Okay. Can you explain the different set-asides in 8A business development programs and its benefits for small businesses?
Yes, I'll do my best to name them all, but there's different types of set-asides. There's tribal-owned companies, there's Alaska Native-owned companies, service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, veteran-owned small businesses, women-owned small businesses, minority-owned, and there's probably some that I'm missing, but the goal is to, as I mentioned previously, is to level out the competition for these smaller businesses to be able to compete on the bigger landscape. It offers unique benefits, sole sourcing opportunities with certain dollar thresholds. At 8A, companies can receive direct awards up to $4 million or 6.5 for manufacturing and goods. And some of the more unique set-asides like Alaska Native-owned and tribal-owned have higher thresholds, $22 million direct award opportunities, and upwards of $100 million for IDIQs. So very beneficial to the smaller businesses to compete and get their fair share of opportunities with the federal government.
How does a small business like yours find federal contracting opportunities?
Many ways. Primarily, we look to identify opportunities that are a fit for what we do on platforms like SAM.gov. We're also on a GSA schedule. We're working to roll on to Seaport NextGen, and so those are a couple ways of identifying opportunities that we'd like to bid on and go after and partner with some of these agencies and offer our services. There's also matchmaking events that agencies put on where they have industry days and you can go and present your capabilities and meet government folks and discuss their requirements forecasts and see if a partnership is the right fit for both parties.
Okay. What is the process for bidding on federal contracts?
The process starts with identifying an opportunity that your company has the capability to perform, making sure you meet the right qualifications. As we talked about, some are fair, open competition, open to everyone. Some are set aside for specific socioeconomic designations like 8As, SDVOSBs, the ones we talked about. Preparing a proposal is the next step. It has to be a competitive, compliant proposal, submitting by the deadline, and then understanding all the solicitation requirements, from the contracting office. So that's high level. The process, there's more intricacies and involved in that, but we can talk about that maybe at a future podcast.
Awesome. How can government agencies ensure they are reaching a diverse set of contractors, including SDVOSB and 8A firms?
Agencies do a good job of ensuring that their contracting opportunities are diverse. They have outreach efforts. They participate in small business matchmaking events. They work closely with the SBA, and for the most part, they do a really good job at identifying qualified socio disadvantaged companies.
Okay, and to follow that question, can you explain the direct award process for 8A firms and how can the government initiate this process?
Specifically for 8A, I'd imagine that for other socioeconomics, it's similar. But first, the agency will identify a requirement they need for either goods or services, and will involve some market research, see which set-asides can perform the work. And once they get through that first step, they'll identify the company they'd like to direct award to, ensure that they have the past performance, any specialized skills, and meet the qualifications for that set aside. They'll coordinate with the SBA once they've chosen a firm for a direct award. Communication of what the requirement is, the scope, the value, and the justification for direct award. It could be specialized knowledge, expertise, unique personnel, and there's other legal requirements, and ensuring that they are to award a sole source. Once they get through that, they'll work out the details of the contract, negotiate, and if all goes smoothly, a direct award is definitely possible.
Awesome. What common challenges do small businesses face when entering federal contracting?
Speaking from experience, small businesses challenges will include navigating the complex regulations of the federal government procurement process, competing with larger established firms in your industry. Access to capital could be a hurdle as well, but with some persistence, definitely able to overcome some of these obstacles. And again, competing with larger firms may not be an issue if you take advantage of some of these socioeconomic set-asides and get your company qualified and certified under some of these 8A programs, SDVOSB, and other set-asides.
How does the federal government evaluate bids from contractors?
The evaluation process is complex. It'll include price, technical capability, past performance, ability to meet deliverable schedules. Do they have the right set aside? And sometimes even more specific program criteria for each requirement. The evaluation factors will be outlined in the RFP, so it's not a guessing game. So it's important to ensure your proposal aligns with the evaluation criteria.
What advice would you give to small businesses looking to become federal contractors?
Obtain the necessary certifications, get knowledgeable on the procurement process, leverage opportunities like the matchmaking events, the mentor protege opportunities, the SBA, has networking, building relationships with both partners in your industry and government folks. I think that's the most important part is the networking, eliminating the obscurity most small businesses have is if they don't know you're out there, they can't procure from you.
How does the government support small businesses in federal contracting?
The government is great, has a great support system, processes in place for small businesses. As I mentioned, the Mentor Protege program is a great one, aligning yourself with a company that has been successful in the area that you want to pursue, whether it's financial management, automation, IT. Finding a good mentor um, is helpful, and the government has those resources.
Okay. And the last question I have for you today is what's the future outlook for small businesses in federal contracting?
Uh, the outlook is promising. Mm, Innovation is expanding, where there's going to be lots of competition, which is going to open the doors for many opportunities and improve the industry as a whole. Federal government business processes constantly evolving, and the private uh, companies can be more flexible and offer that innovation to federal government. So always promising to be in this space.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pablo, for your time and all this wonderful information.
Thank you, Hannah. Great questions. Looking forward to the next one. Appreciate you having me on this podcast today.
Of course. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest episodes, guest announcements, and behind the scene content. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn. You can find that information in the description below. Stay tuned for our next episode and see you soon.